Hi guys. I'm a little tired today, but it's all good. Need my glasses so I can see. I had a dream, not last night, but the night before. I know I had a dream last night, but this one stuck with me again. And I was outside, kind of in a parking area, but there was these warehouses. And I noticed there was some people from where I used to work. And it was like we were allowed to be outside. There was tables, there was food. This was very much like an award ceremony, and they were setting up inside, but we couldn't go in. And I remember seeing drones in the air, but they were huge, 3, 4 feet, 5 feet, or bigger, and they were white, so they kind of blended in the sky. You couldn't really see them, and they were just kind of hovering around. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Because I saw one, and then there was two, and then there was a few more showed up. And it was in the late afternoon where it was dusk. So it wasn't really dark yet, but it wasn't like full light either. And I looked at the table with the food, and then it started to get dark. And as it got dark, the drones turned black. And I noticed that they had like twin machine guns on them, kind of like sticking out like this. And they were roaming around, and I thought, it's very strange, like they were looking for someone or something. And then they started selectively shooting at people. And I thought, well, maybe it's because they're running, right? Like movement, like movement sensors. And then I thought, well, maybe it's a heat sensor because they detect the heat. But no, and this took me a couple days to see this, that they were actually coded, meaning they were reading the DNA of these people, and the ones that were not acceptable or the ones that were on their list to shoot, they were going after. So I was like, oh no, but more like, oh crap. And I jumped in this red car or van, I don't remember which one, but I was inside. It didn't have door panels on it, and I was trying to get it started, and they were buzzing around. But I mean, they were big. They were 4 feet or so, and I finally got the van to start. I drove away, and one of them turned and started following me, trying to shoot at me, but it didn't hit me. And so then I drove over to another warehouse that had an open garage area, dumped the car there, ran out a door to an alley, and it was still chasing me. And I ran into another warehouse, and this guy's like, oh no, this is U.S. Navy property, you can't go in. I'm like, well, you tell that to the drone. And I ran in the room, and then I woke up. So very strange dream. I don't know if it's a foreshadow of something that's coming, but yeah. And then I'm doing a study in Samuel. And I went to Samuel 2, 5. 2 Samuel chapter 5. Let's get this right. Slow down. 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 4. And I saw this was very interesting. It was like David was 30 years old when he became to reign. So when he was appointed king, he was 30 years old. And he reigned for 40 years. Okay, and I looked at that, oh, wait a minute. Okay, 30 and 40, add that together, that's 70. Okay, now we know that God divides 7 by 3 or 4. Why? Because in Genesis, there was the third day of creation, and then on the fourth day, he created time. Before that, there was no time. So then we read 2 Samuel 5, chapter 5, verse 4. David was 30 years old when he became to reign, and then he reigned for 40 years. So that means he was 70 when he died. In Hebron, he reigned over Judah for 7 years and 6 months. And in Jerusalem, he reigned for 33 years over Israel and Judah. So He reigned over Israel for 30 years, or 40 years. Okay? He reigned over Judah for 7. So that'd be 47 years and 6 months. In Jerusalem, the city, he reigned over for 33. Now, what I saw was like this. So, let me see if I get this right. 30 plus 40 is 70. Okay, 70 years of the state of Israel. They're 71 now. Okay, and if you add the 70, the 30 plus 40 equals 70, plus the 7, that's 77. Now Jesus said, how many times, when they said, how many times do I turn the cheek? And he said 77, right, times 7. So here we have the 77. And then there's 6, which is the number of man, because man was created on the 6th day. Now, Jesus died at the age of 33. So now, I thought it was very interesting because here's your 3 and 4, the division of 7 by a man, right? How many times we turn the cheek and ask for forgiveness? 77 times 7. Number of man is 6. Jesus was a man hung on the cross. He died at the age of 33. This was all part of David's life. Now, when you see this, okay, it's like, oh, okay, so he reigned for 30 years, and he came to reign at 30, and then he reigned for another 40, right? In 7 days and 6 months and 33. It's pointing to the cross. It's pointing to Jesus. What does this have to do with drones? Nothing, but I was reading this, and then I had that dream. So, choose Jesus. Choose him today. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, and he is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by him. And no other name under heaven is given that a man may be saved. So, choose Jesus today before the Holy Spirit's pulled out. And love you guys.